I've been teaching middle school science now for about 27 years, and I'm still kind of scared of hydrogen. And so I thought I would show you a little bit about how to do this, the behind the scenes prep that goes on ahead of time. And then I'll also be showing you a little bit about how to manage this whole thing with the class, because the hydrogen explosion is like the highlight of many of my students' school year in chemistry. And so I'd like to be able to do it with the kaboom, but without actually killing anybody in my classes. So I'm going to invite you to come up and take a closer look at the hydrogen canister. This canister was got from a welding supplier in nearby, and they will switch them out between times. So if your school has one, you just need to take the empty container there, and they will switch it out. Leave more than a day or so, because this one took 2 days for them to fill. They'll give it back to you without this thing called the regulator on it. You'll need to screw your regulator on, and you'll need to screw it on pretty well. And I use this pretty substantial crescent wrench to do that, because the hydrogen will leak if you only hand tighten it. So I've got my regulator on, and this is closed right now, and it's reasonably tightly closed. I'm now going to make sure that my regulator is also shut. This is right to open and lefty loosey, righty tighty. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that this is closed, and now I'm going to open up the main valve on the top, and you could hear that pop, and you can also see that this gauge went way up, because this is a fairly full tank, and that's excuse me, how you can tell whether there's any hydrogen in there. And now I'm going to turn this to the left. Excuse me, I'm going to turn it to the right to open it up, and I'm going to listen for the hydrogen coming out. And you can see that that's bubbling away. So I'm going to turn this right down. And I'm now going to capture some hydrogen in these test tubes. I prefer to get this stuff done without the class watching me, because I find it a little bit unnerving. So I'm going to get this going fairly slow. I'm going to fill up the test tubes underwater so that I capture the gas. And I'll do like 3 of them, so I have an extra in case something goes wrong. Sorry, I'm being kind of clumsy about this. And then I'm going to turn it off. And I'm going to check that it's off as well, because you can end up leaking away your entire hydrogen cylinder overnight if you leave it on. And it was such a hassle to get hold of this stuff that I don't want to have to do that again too quickly. So I'm capping my test tubes underwater, and those are now ready for my class. Put those in a beaker so they don't roll off the table. And now I'm going to show you how to do the hydrogen balloon, at least the filling up part of it. And we're going to do 2 of these, by the way. I'm going to do today just hydrogen in the balloon, and then tomorrow I'm going to do hydrogen plus oxygen. So I'm going to put the balloon over the nozzle and tighten it up a little bit. Now the size of balloon is going to be the size of your explosion. If you're doing it inside a science class, I would recommend that you do nothing bigger than, say, a small kid's head. Let me get that filled up. If you do it outside, you can do it bigger, but you'll want to stand back and you'll want to have ear protection.